Face-to-face talks between Russian leader Vladimir Putin and President Trump's negotiating team ended without a breakthrough to stop the fighting in Ukraine. After roughly 5 hours, a top Putin aide called this meeting constructive but cautioned there's much more work to be done. And that's a direct quote. The Trump administration is pushing for a peace deal. U.S. and Ukrainian officials met in Florida over the weekend. Speaking to Fox News last night, Secretary of State Marco Rubio said the U.S. is working to bridge the divide between Moscow and Kyiv.
You can't end the war between Russia and Ukraine without talking to Russia.
Right.
But you also have to take into account the Ukrainian position. They've been very brave in how they fought. But we think that now is the ideal time for both sides to end the war. And if there's a way to bridge the divide between the two sides, we're the only ones in the world that can do it. And that's what we're trying to do.
CBS News foreign correspondent Ramy Inocencio is following this from our London bureau. Ramy, good morning to you. So that's the high-level kind of picture from the U.S. Secretary of State. But specifically, where do these talks go from here?
Yeah, that's it. That is the question. Uncertain at this point, at least from the Russian side. Yuri Ushakov, who is a senior advisor to Putin, said that they're really no closer to resolving what he called is this crisis in Ukraine. But one thing that stuck out to me, Errol, was his focus on what he called the territorial issue. Parsing that out, this is Russia's maximalist demand that Ukraine abandon basically all of its eastern region. There you see it on the right side in orange, basically about 20% of the country. He said this issue is the most important for us. He also said, though, that there were some, what he said were American developments about that territory that look more or less acceptable, but that they still needed to be talked about. I also note, though, that just yesterday, Zelensky, who was in Dublin meeting the Irish premier there, said something almost the same, that territorial issues are the most difficult. So while they don't agree on much at all, this is one thing, actually, that both sides do appear to agree on. And as Russia claims it's taken another Ukrainian city on the front lines. This is the strategic city of Pokrovsk there that you're looking at, a road and rail hub. But Ukraine's military has denied that Russia has at least taken all of the city, though there are reports that it's taken part of the city. And right now, NATO foreign ministers, Errol, are discussing their next options for the continent in Brussels. Just hours ago, NATO chief Mark Rutte basically made this kind of call out for European solidarity, not just for Ukraine, but also for the continent. Take a listen.
Russia continues to test our deterrence. Russia has violated our airspace with jets and drones, conducted sabotage and sent spy ships into our waters. These actions are reckless and they are dangerous. They are preparing for long-term confrontation. And we are responding with strength, unity and resolve.
Those, I'll say, passionate words there coming after Putin also threatened Europe, basically, Errol, with obliteration. Putin said that if Europe started a war with Moscow, that it would, his words, end so fast that there would be no one left for Russia to negotiate with. So while these quote-unquote peace talks happen, Russia, Moscow, is also pushing the possibility for more war.
All right, Ramy Inocencio in London. Ramy, thank you.